Wonderful. Let's do this again. One more time. Good morning, grasshoppers. We're starting this again, just to see what's going on. It's interesting that Streamlabs doesn't save my settings. So I can edit out the first part of that faux pas later on. Good morning, Ron. Ron has grown in amazing amounts of strength and wise, and his play has become more wise over a period of time. As usual, we're celebrating the birthday of Vugar Gashimov. Vugar Gashimov was an amazingly talented youth. He unfortunately had some health issues and died very young. You may read about it by checking out the biography of GM Vugar Gashimov. The last Vugar Gashimov memorial that I know of was one by Fabiano Caruana. The last I recall, he was playing for Croatia, even though he is from Azerbaijan, from Garry Kasparov's hometown. All right. Good luck, Azad. Now, as usual, at the beginning of a game, and I think every chess player experiences this, we have no idea how we're going to go about winning this game. And just like two gentlemen or competitors facing off in a fight, you want to size up your opponent before you begin, or before you step forward. My opponent is a bit lower rated than me, so I am tempted to test him on most fronts. Therefore, we're going to come out of the gate swinging. Very solid play by the opponent. And we will attempt to throw a bit of a wrench in by playing for the center very directly. Well, isn't that fascinating? With a rather passive move like d6, obviously he's got a counterattack on our e4 square. And now we seem to be headed into a time advantage of a different sort. Now, of course, our opponent has many ways of playing for a different type of advantage. Well, I'm going to take this opportunity to ruin his day on that front. Check. Well, that's interesting. Do we take this time advantage? We've got a lead in development. We won't be able to exploit his king side without a queen. But we will do our best to attack and attack and attack. Our Our d4 square is a wee bit weak. He is fighting for the center. Normally I would be placing a rook right now. We're going to go after his center the best we can. Hopefully for a much better endgame, bishop versus knight, pawns on both sides of the board. So the accumulation of small advantages is what we're aiming for. Alright, so he has a direct threat on our e2 square. Let's see what his plan is for the most part. That is awkward. Interesting. We won't be able to hold this pawn, obviously. But we do have a pawn in the scheme of things. And we may be able to set a wee trap for his knight. If at all possible. All right. Out of the gate. So now we have a knight that's not completely trapped. Several ways to go about this. He is planning on attacking our queen. So we're going to have to take this advantage in a different direction. I'm not up any material, to be honest. I'm just not. The pawn on e4 is falling. Whoops. The old wrong rook problem, as the f7 square was under attack. Now, I had no advantage there. I honestly had no advantage there. Let's just see what we were supposed to be doing. Now, we didn't really win that game. Unfortunately, our opponent lost that game. So, d4, of course, is one of my favorite ways of approaching the Petrov. In fact, it yields far better chances than knight takes e5. In fact, even knight c3 yields far better chances than knight takes e5. I have only essayed bishop to c4 on the third move once that I can think of. Take a look. I take it back. I've played bishop c4 4 times, and I've played d4 49 times, and I have played knight takes e5 as many times as I've played bishop c4. Now, I'm actually curious as to how many of these moves may or may not have been occurring by transposition. I doubt that I've played bishop to b5 in this position. It claims that I played it against an 1100. Maybe I pre-moved in a bullet game? That's possible. More than likely, I played bishop to b5 in a bullet game. In any event, d4, e takes d4 is the most common move. This is the first of 3 times that an opponent has played d6, and I just want the master's database and not my own database, obviously. d6. Knight to c3 is probably just as good as any move. Bishop to g4 is obviously a loss of time. E takes e5 is standard. I should be nearly up a pawn in this particular case, or at least up a pawn in time. Yeah, bishop to g5 straight away is far more effective. Obviously, I believe bishop g5 is the better move. Bishop to c4 is a little loose. My opponent could have bothered me with queen to d4. And I'm not entirely positive that I had such a great answer to that. Bishop to b4 is perfectly acceptable. Bishop to g5 castles. And I immediately went for the advantage in structure, but I'm not getting it. Now, obviously, given that I have a bishop versus a knight, more open files to choose from. B takes c3 is favored by Stockfish. And I am barely ahead in this particular game. King h1 is somewhat approved. E takes f4 obviously could be what I did not give enough consideration to. My original plan was knight on rook on a to d1. They're suggesting that I'm supposed to be following up with g3. I like development over anything. F takes e5, removing the defender, followed by perhaps rook to f5. And how does the queen stay on the knight? That's a good question. So therefore, bishop to b3 was a blunder on my part. He reciprocated. And apparently, I am clearly better after queen to g5. Knight to d4 is one of two moves I was expecting. I was also expecting rook on b to d8, rook takes e4. Rook on b to d8, c3. Beginning the trapping of the knight. I do have to watch out because I'm not able to play rook to f2 because after there's a rook on e4, there's a discovery winning my rook on e1. As it turns out, the game ended abruptly. And I was very lucky. So how does one win a chess game from the initial position anyway? This is the eternal question. And the answer is that you cannot win a chess game from the initial position. I think Fabiano Caruana said it best in a press conference. You have to be very patient, wait for the opponent to make incremental mistakes, and you're going to win the game. As torn there, this is a very difficult pawn structure to win for Ron Hay. Chances are, given the structure, the symmetrical nature of the position, I might have played king e2. There are no ins for that rook. Well, that was very blessed. That was very nice of the opponent to not go for it. Obviously, we don't want to lose the a2 pawn, but to go after the h pawn and create counter chances might be the shot, given that this king is so close to this pass pawn. Obviously, this king has the same option. So it's a little tricky here. How did Ron find himself in this position? Orthodox Queen's Gambit declined. This is not a real pawn sacrifice. The move that is actually quite favored by a number of players, including Rachmanov. Grandmaster Alexander Rachmanov was streaming yesterday afternoon. Apparently he streams on occasion every couple of days. I followed him. You can find him on my Lead Chess profile. Now we get to take the pawn on e4. we get to play bishop to b4 check and force the knight back. And in this particular position, I might have gone for c5 immediately, attacking the weakened pawn rather than developing naturally. Developing naturally allows the opponent to play another natural move in reply. And Ron took the advantage in pawn structure. Again, now we are a little bit less effective with the c5 pawn break because there's another pawn that can replace it. Alright, now a little more of the truth. How to best activate our pieces. This bishop being the problem. I may or may not have gone for the move knight to d7 here. But Ron's plan was perfectly clear. He wanted to play for the e5 pawn break, bring the bishop to the best possible square. And as you can see, we have very little advantage here. We're straightening out his pawn structure. And what can we do? I don't really want to straighten out his pawn structure. So I know Ron went for bishop takes f3, queen takes f6, but that pawn structure is nearly impossible to win. Who's going to achieve the open file first? Now we need rook on f to e1 draw offer. That's rather presumptuous, honestly. Rather than king f8, I might have gone for the immediate doubling of the rooks. Going after the weaknesses. We need to get a rook to the 7th rank. We're not really threatening to take that rook. We need to get a rook to the 7th rank. The only reason we're not threatening to take that rook is because we don't want to straighten this pawn structure. And now we have no weaknesses to play for, and this led to the game continuation. Let's see if we have another game.
Check.
Ani. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus Starina. Looks like Starina is starting off a little rough, being down a little bit of a material here. You must try a6. Let's go back to that. I actually want to take Pegasus. How are you, Pegasus? Good morning, Ron. You must try a6. Although I have to admit that in most cases, Ron, I'm more intrigued by the possibility of playing a6 in this position. Especially against moves like knight f3, I know a6 is a bit more popular. Threatening to go into Benko gambits going up. It is a great day, Sunday. It is a great Sunday. Thank you, Rogan, for the note on our mic not being hooked up at the beginning. Let me check all of our properties while I'm at it. It looks like the default recording track for everything is 1. So 1 seems to be on. I'm going to have to change the default recording track in the advanced version of Streamlabs somehow. And as far as sound goes, the desktop audio will be on track 3, microphone on track 4, and as well as almost everything else. We'll put our sound alerts on 5. And the alert box on 2. That should do it. Just in case there is a sound alert to be had. We just test our sound alerts before anyone goes nuts here.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Ah, thank you for the follow. It's Lero. All right, now, once again, we need to size up our opponent, 1100. The numbers really don't mean anything. The ratings are not real. Reindeer 2007, your game was horrifically equal. It was very difficult to get anything in that one. We're still plugging YouTube. Lost a couple of subscribers overnight, but I'm very curious as to how the channel name is really going to work. Our next goal, of course, is 1,000. But I didn't put a number on that YouTube announcement. Sidant, are you still here? Did he think it was an elimination tournament? He's no longer online. He played one Blitz game. So he joined our tournament and left. Oh, he's in a Trust Your Move Swiss as well that he's not moving in. Totally irresponsible of this fellow. Trust Your Move Swiss, 22.
Ready.
All right, Sidant. I'm afraid that we are going to copy. We might remove you. From our team. Let's just make sure that he's also not in the Master Chess Dojo team as well. Is that the first time that I've kicked someone out of the team? It's really unfortunate. So we should have 25, 30 members now. Oh. And then 960. He's earned the pleasure. Possibility he was not in those teams. That's why the number didn't change.
Ready.
C'est la vie. How are the collabs coming? Very slow. Very slow. You're the only fellow I want to do a collab with at the moment, for certain. To be honest. To be absolutely honest, Rogan is the only person that I want to do a collab with. I also thought about having it as a VIP reward. I shouldn't say VIP reward, as a reward like VIP. You come on the stream as a disembodied voice being one of them, so you don't have to appear on camera. and of course a higher reward as a as coming on camera. Nobody has used WoW by Owen Wilson. I kind of like that one by... Oh, did we not hear WoW? I'm a little worried here.
Hello there.
Okay, got it. I was choosing the wrong one.
Wow.
The future feels so unsure. Didn't we deserve more? The burden that you left is way too heavy for me. Do you ever feel like the world would die out? My anxieties off the roof like cry out. We have gone too far, take me back.
It's showtime, freaks.
That one is one I'm testing these. What in the world is this one? Fascinating. That should be a 5-bit. Shouldn't that be a 5-bit? That should be a 5-bit. The encore applause. I'm going to cheapen that one up, but make it for subscribers only. Subscribers. Got one forever. Level up, what's that? C'est la vie. Ali Reza GM, how are you faring? Faring pretty well, actually. Given that, well, maybe he's not faring well at all, now that I look at it. Yusuf Ahmad used to be much higher rated. This is a matter of technique. I would have played rook f3 and walked over with my king and checkmated him with the rook. OMG! I would almost ban Yusuf Ahmad for promoting his pieces like that. I really don't want to look at that. Let's see, Cheesy Noob. Oh no. What happened to Cheesy Noob?
Check.
Oh, removing the defender. Nicely done, Ron. Daiwo. Running the rook out of squares. Followed by knight h4, knight up, rook up, and promote. Gegenspiel. Can this pawn be stopped? Yes, we take the free rook. It's unfortunate that the pawn can be stopped. Slight miscalculation on the opponent's part. As I mentioned, backseating is always allowed. It does queen with check, so we can't fool around with rook to h8 first, threatening to queen. And now the moment of truth. Saul, we're not calling you, sir. After 3 games, I'm going to get coffee. My usual break time is 3 games. I have to really stick by it. I have a lesson. Oh no, the sound alert is not working? What?
Ready.
It says everything is working. 1 second. I'm on it, Ron.
Time is running out.
I tested it. Grrr. Hold the phone. Going back into it. So the sound let me just see something here. Maybe there was something going on. Somehow I need to refund Ron for some of those sound alerts that don't work. Let me just see something here. Pegasus.
Hello there.
Reward redemption. Alright, I give up. We're switching to D4 for 1 game. I'm so sorry, Ron. I tested the sound alerts. So what is going on? All right, fair enough. Now I know how to test it. At least I know how to test it. The applause for 150. Namaste for the bits. Namaste. But what is up with that? Oh, I see. Hold on, these are bits, but channel points. Got it. All right. I see. Only those two are... The reason I added the channel points was to be able to test it. Right? Let's see what our opponent's up to here. Knight f6. I have to make up 2 minutes on the clock here as best I can. This is a standard trick. Not sure if it actually works, but we'll find out. Do I want to do it that way? Fine. I will take the opportunity to soften the blow just a wee bit. So how do we go about obtaining an advantage against this structure? Well, queens are off the board. Before we do anything fancy, secure our bishop, prepare to bother him. Yeah, let's just keep it up. We are trying for some form of a structural advantage. I need to gain time against my opponent. Sound alert, Gambit. Good morning, Ani. Anil. Sorry, Ron. I'm going to test these things. The two other things, so 3 things now that I need to test. I need to test the microphone streaming properties, as Rogan has caught it every single morning. I even have my tour of the World Open without sound recorded. Very sad. Fortunately, all right, so my original plan was to play pawn takes knight. My secondary plan was to play. I'm staying with it. Mainly because I believe that my opponent is going to have a very difficult time with his knight. So my original intention worked out. My backup intention of g takes f5 wasn't needed. He is getting a pawn out of this deal. f3. Yeah, we're going for it. f3 rather than h3. We get to take 2 in a row, though. Doesn't matter which two in a row that we take, to be honest. Checkers, ladies and gentlemen. Checkers. First things first. Let's bother him.
Check.
Bothering him some more.
Check.
So is it going to be mate? That is the question. Do we have a real mating net threat after bishop d3? Or is this too much to ask? It does not look like a real mating net threat. Too bad. But we will have it later, if needed.
Check.
Uh-oh. My opponent does have some counterplay. He can save his rook. Oh no, you didn't save your rook. You did not save your rook, dude. You had to save your rook on g1 and then prevent the mate with rook h8. This is no good. You're overworked in two directions, sir. Oh, actually, it's not mate. What am I thinking about? It's just a hallucination.
Check.
Do I take first? First, we drive him up to the side of the board, yeah? He can stop our threat, but for how long?
Beyond infinity and back again. I'm today. Young dog and attacking.
First things first. Oh no, I should have won the piece first, shouldn't I? Shouldn't I won the piece first? Wow, he helped me out.
Check.
And now for the moment of truth. Is there a nice interference thingamajiggy happening here? Maybe. Maybe there is a nice interference thingamajiggy happening here. I really want to be able to check him on g2. We're on our way. We are on our way. More active king saves the day. Can't believe I didn't promote the pawn first. Being up a piece versus this incredibly creative thing. Yeatenheimers, no, don't do it. Sound alerts are not working. Black is missing out on promotion. Yes, he is.
Time is running out.
Hello there.
Do I stop there first? Or do I promote there first? Enjoy, sir. I'm getting warmer. Getting warmer.
Check.
Soon there will be no more checks, right?
Ooh.
Soon there will be no more checks. Too bad he has those 3 pawns on the board, otherwise he has a stalemating combination of sorts here. First to drive me to a square where he cannot try to move, but where would it be? Being able to play Queen F3 check? Yeah.
Check.
So where is the next check?
Check. Check. Victory.
Indeed. King G2, H3, Rook F6, Rook F4 mate. Alright, coffee break. Coffee break. I need to put Rogan in charge of my Streamlabs. That's what I need to do somehow. Don't play the sound alerts 150 points. Can I refund those? Oh yes, I can refund them. Okay, good. So I refund. A hydrate for Pegasus 1 minute ago I can definitely do. Cheers, Ron. So I am able to refund the bits rewards. But if anybody pays for these things, and so basically, yeah, I want to do the channel points for the other things as well. The applause versus the encore applause. Feedback. I've got feedback for you. Sound alerts. I've got feedback for you. Accept challenge 20, thank you. I do have to go at 10 a.m. or before 10 a.m. Thanks, thanks, Rogan. Yeah, ironically, I'm doing this for us, but I will talk to you in a moment. Let's watch a game. I don't trust. I'm going to put Ron on a featured game at the moment. I'll be back. Oh!
I got a bottle of Patron and some lights off. Two red devil looking eyeballs. And I finna turn up when the night falls. If you hear a siren, then it's my fault. Jump in my whip, baby, let's ride. We ain't gonna stop at a red light. And I'ma take shots like a Tech 9. It's gonna get live. Here we go, it's about to go down. Let me know, I'ma buy another round. Get low, drop it down to the ground. Oh yeah, wow, shorty make it bounce. Mama see the put cuffs on my cardiac. Took my breath away like a heart attack. And I'ma spend every dime and my money back. Everybody wanna know. If you're ready, let me know. Let's go. If you're ready, let me know. Let me know. If you're ready, let me know. Here we go. Let's go. I got a bottle of Grey Goose and ice cubes. Have a drink that'll put me in the right mood. 80 proof's gonna lower my IQ. And I've been the same way since high school. I look shorty right in her brown eyes. She about to take a trip to Cloud 9. I'm the man, baby. I get the crowd hype. I turn the cadence of a hook into a sound bite. Here we go, it's about to go down. Let me know, I'ma buy another round. Get low, drop it down to the ground. Oh yeah, wow, shorty make it bounce. Mama see the put cuffs on my cardiac. Took my breath away like a heart attack. And I'ma spend every dime and my money back. Everybody wanna know. Let's go. If you're ready, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. If you're ready, let me know. Here we go. Let's go.
check,
There's been something on my mind and it keeps hurting me. You've been treating me like I have been your enemy. You are something I don't want to have. A million problems inside of my head. This is something I cannot forget. Another love. You're a needle in my
check, check, check,
No, I didn't see
Brr.
eyes 'cause you kept hiding.
list of stuff never ends. Yesterday I didn't get to do my my game recordings for Ron. Let's see if I can fix the chess news segment. That is a great idea. I like it a lot, the chess news segment. Yeah, I do. I like it a lot. Hikaru Nakamura played in the Elite Chess Arena yesterday. He is free from chess.com, it appears. I don't see chess.com on his stream anymore.
Check.
Fascinatingly enough. We're going to need our king in on the action.
Check.
Well, that was kind of him to bring our king into the game. Well, Ron, which way are we going here? I guess you were avoiding rook h6 check if you wanted to move your bishop, right? You're avoiding rook h6 and rook g6 in case you wanted to move your bishop. Yeah, so back here, a likely continuation after king to c6, g7. Was the fact that we can't move our bishop because of check and rook g6. And the opponent is threatening to decoy our rook by taking on e2, and then we can't stop the pawn from queening. But he avoids all of that here. Skywo. Where are my students? They're supposed to be playing in this tournament. This looks very favorable for Ron, actually. Maybe not favorable enough since we're down the exchange. We're putting everything we have into that basket. All right, meanwhile, let me find out what's going on with the dashboard. Let me check the intermission screen sound alerts. No. So is it? What is with the sound? Ah, I found it. I think I found it. Let me just see something here. No, I didn't find it. I should still hear it. Even if you guys don't hear it, I usually hear it. Do a saved. This is Google Chrome. It is my default browser. I should have known something was wrong when that did not go off the way it went. Says everything is okay.
One more time, got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate.
Well, that all sounds good, except that we need to I don't trust any of the channel points.
Check.
Now to get the alerts working. Oh, Twitch name. Here we go. Kingslayer Sloan. I'm gonna make you an administrator. Oh, you're not registered on sound alerts. Kingslayer Sloan is not registered on sound alerts. Fine. Alright, install the extension on Twitch. Configure. Open dashboard.
Check. Check.
Nothing, huh?
Check. Check. Check.
Aye, aye, aye. Sound alerts. Dude. Dashboard.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Pegasus, I'm refunding you. Don't worry. I'm going to try. Fortunately, I can refund you. You would think, right? Thank you for the follow. Shri Deep. Shri Deep. Thank you for the follow. We're getting there. Get back to the tournament. What? This was a draw? Why was it a draw? What was going on here? So there. What happens on...
Check. 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 Check.
Could he not move forward? Very unusual game. Something funny going on in that game. Where are you from, Shri Deep? feeling like I have a very difficult time placing the origin of that name. Sound alerts are off. How do I turn off sound alerts? Namaste for the bits. Today's bits. All right, settings. For whatever reason, okay, refresh browser source. No sound in the sound alerts. There we go. No sound in browser source. Testing, testing, testing. Let's see here. Properties. Sound alerts. Monitor only. Can I do it that way? Can't even change that setting. Sound alerts too. We're on the intermission screen, so let's go back to the live scene. Get our plug-in for YouTube. We really do need to get our channel name instead of the gobbledygook at the end. I appreciate all subs. I will be doing the chess news segment that Rogan was asking for. I think that's a terrific idea. Where are we? We need... Rogan is brilliant, I tell you. I cannot wait until we both can get paid from this. As Rogan already knows, barely cover expenses with this. So I can add sounds. I have gotten it to work before by going to a certain point. But why is the follow? The sound alerts are the same for the follows. Okay, so now I'm starting to feel like it is a Streamlabs issue.
One more
Well,
time,
while streaming makes
we're
sense.
gonna celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got me feeling so free.
Sephiroth Chess. Sephiroth Chess. I feel like that's a Spanish name. Re-download Streamlabs. I already did that. That's the problem. I actually think, well, wait a minute. It was working yesterday. So what happened? Gotta keep trying new stuff. I know, I can't wait. One More Time by Daft Punk. I cannot wait to hear that one on stream. DJ. I should make Ron not change these settings while you're live. Not a problem. Recording only mode. No. Hardware acceleration. Aha. Maybe that's it. Requires a restart. But let's see what it does for me.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
That's the new one. That is the new one. All right, what if I turn off control audio via Streamlabs desktop?
Wow.
Hello there.
Okay. That's it. I had to kick Streamlabs out of the process. I think that's it. Whatever you do to fix it.
Check.
I stream every day at approximately the same time. I'm usually done by now. I stream 3 hours earlier Monday through Friday. How are you? Are you a diligent chess player? I was telling some students this week that I don't believe in good. I believe in I'm an okay chess player, and sometimes I'm a very okay chess player, to be honest. That's all I can ask for, honestly. Yeah, I got a chance to hang out with Mad Quick Chess in Philadelphia during the World Open, along with King of Queens Chess, who also wants to do some form of collaboration. This is not helping Rolling Rock. Rolling Rock is showing his 1500-ness. And it is the only game in the house. Let's get back in the tournament now that I believe we've fixed our Streamlabs. My alerts. Channel points. For the treble, I'm going to make it 200 for that one. Just because I like both of those better. Let's do this one. On the cooldown. Lowering the prices of those. Use overlay from alert settings. Got it.
Ooh.
All right, fair enough.
Check. Check.
Ah, missing mate in one? Try that again.
Check. Check.
He found the hardest mate in one. The first mate in one was queen 2. d7. Slowly, slowly, steadily, slowly. I do have to run for a lesson, and I am an okay player. Exactly. Yeah, I don't believe in bad. I don't really believe in good. It's just like our chess games are an average of our play. Our feeling about our chess games is that Serena Albert. All right. I don't know what to make of him. I'm going to play slightly differently. I do have a relative Grunfeld repertoire. I switch between the Grunfeld, the Benoni, the Benko. I don't even know where to begin with this, but I'm going to start chipping away at that center before it gets out of control. What, me worry? I do it this way? Just in case he's after my d5 pawn. Just in case. I'm not entirely pleased with my position, by the way, but if my opponent does want to offer me a pawn for his troubles, I'll take it. Alright, now we'll start probing those weaknesses. Once we got our king out of the center, once we get our pieces developed, and Shridi, I was just talking earlier than you got here. I play a few a year. I don't really play a lot of tournaments anymore. When I was reaching my peak, when I was doing my best, I certainly was playing a lot of tournaments. I believe in the chat, if I were to right click on that and do translate, which you can do in Google Chrome, by the way.
Check.
You can right click on a thread. I can take the queen for free, or I can go for more.
Check. Victory.
Yeah, I can go for more. Sorry, Starina. What about you? Are you here in the United States? I didn't. I have to scroll back. I missed a bunch while I was trying to fix the. Oh no! 2000 on Lead Chess and 1600 on Cheese.com. I am. That is funny that you should mention that. I think I should have everyone do that. So here, my rating is fairly accurate as far as rapid chess goes. I have not been master strength, like true, really strong master strength since the 1990s. But my feel, my intuition, and my experience still somehow prevails. But I am no more than about 1800 on average on your idea with New York Masters. Yes, IRL New York Masters is awesome. I agree, Kingslayer. In fact, I have to write these things down just to make sure that you know that I'm taking you seriously. What's going on with this dry erase marker? It's sitting in the sun. I'm a wee bit worried. When you write things down, you take them seriously. Let's watch, who are we watching here? Oh no, Yusuf Ahmad. Has he had a history of doing this before? Here we go, folks. Yusuf Ahmad. Copy him up. Dojo, Rapid, and Classical. There we go. He's now cleared. Now cleared for takeoff. I have a little disclaimer in the description that if you don't show up for your game, you're going to be removed from the team. And normally it happens once. People actually apologize after. They realize they forgot to do it when they left. But he has done it before. He basically lost the game, got upset, and then left the tournament thinking that it's okay. And what happened in this game? He literally let his time run out from 5 minutes. So hopefully he's okay. He'll find his way back if he's in the Discord. Doesn't mean people can't rejoin. Check out some of my controversial stuff, like the coaching advice beware. I'm going to redo the coaching advice beware at some point so that it will be less offensive and a little bit more to the point. It was taken from the context of a stream at the time. And from the context of the stream at the time, you have these players who play London systems. Basically, a coach comes in and gives you an opening, right? Let's take the book that I was just discussing on his stream yesterday. Alexander Rachmanov. Not unlike me in streaming, very dry, not so not so boisterous or talkative. Basically, he wrote this book of secrets of opening preparation, and I'm not entirely sure that it's absolutely the best title, but he deals with openings with white. He plays d4, c4, and knight f3, and he varies between them. So I am anxious to add a little bit of this to my stream review. And I'm going to write that down one time because I want to review a book in 20 minutes or less too. Book reviews. So I've got a lot of books behind me. For those of you who have not seen the dojo, see if the camera's working. The irony is that we have all the great players in this bookcase. I actually may need another bookcase. I don't even know where I'm going to put it. Basically, I'm out of bookcase space. All the great players alphabetized by subject from Alakine to Waitskin. I think Waitskin and might be my last one over there. I'm not entirely positive. From Alakine to Waitskin. Over in the far corner we have tactics and games across the top two shelves, great tournaments and tactics and combination books and fluff at the bottom. Over here, these two bookcases are all middle games and general subject matter arranged by author. And then the one that you see behind me, which is directly behind me, we have the series books like New and Chess Yearbooks, Secrets of Opening Surprises, Chess Informants, Dangerous Weapons series at the top up there, Chess Informants at the bottom, As Far as Great Predecessors is in there. And then in the far corner, we have all the opening books arranged by subject for the most part. Yeah, I know.
Check.
I should do a book review because I am a very discerning book purchaser. All of the books are really good, but the information that you take from each of them is going to be tricky and at times tedious. Fortunately, everything is relatively neat. I need a third camera over here to show you that the center of the room is relatively clear. The couch is clear. I do have some items on the tops of the bookcases that have not been able to be categorized. And duplicate books, of course. So I have a few extra Alakine books, Caruana, Stein, and Nimzovich Move by Moves that I usually hand out to students for prizes. And speaking of which, I do have to make sure I take a book for a student today because they're not doing me any good being up there. I actually started chess very late, at the age of 16. Given that I'm 39 years old, and I've been teaching chess since 1984, I'm having a tough time wrapping my head around the math. Math is relative. I have run prize arenas before. It's actually not worth it. I guarantee you it's not worth it. Once you start running a prize arena, then no one wants to play unless there's a prize. This is the problem. And then, of course, every stream, you have some people coming in. And I did this. I ran a $10 a week prize tournament where I gave out $5, $3, and $2 as the prizes. $5 first, $3 second, $2 third, And I would award the prizes the following Saturday, whether I ran the tournaments on a Monday or a Wednesday, because players would be caught cheating routinely every single week. And it would change the standings or the tiebreakers. And basically, I remember one fellow was in Russia. PayPal does not work with Russia. Being able to pay them, being able to get the prize to them was already difficult.
Check.
So I'd recycle it. So ultimately, 3 weeks in, I had a $20 prize arena. And of course, he finished second in that one. Ultimately, his terms of service expired. His terms of service expired, and he was not able to...
Check.
Not sure what Bishop A7 accomplished. Dude, what did Bishop A7 accomplish, man? Oh, I feel for you when you could have taken that rook the whole time.
Check.
Is it going to be made? I think Bishop G6 check was more along the lines of what I wanted to do. Professor Unknown is very, very fancy, I have to admit.
Check.
He is going to be able to get his pawns moving somehow, but right now we're flailing these pieces around. Oh no, it was Ron. I didn't realize which side of the board I'm on. Ron was getting a little fancy. Yeah, don't run a prize arena. What you can do, though, is offer... This is the prize I would offer. VIP for a month. Unfortunately, with our audiences, because we don't have huge audiences, let's think about this for just a moment, right? Because we don't have huge audiences, we're about to get overworked. We're going to have the same guys being VIP. This is a very fancy way of getting forked, honestly.
Check.
Did we manage to escape this? This is craziness if we managed to escape this. Unfortunately, he's got an in-between move and then an exchange. Let's get those pawns boogieing. I might take the F pawn to get the H pawn boogieing, but okay. G5, G4. F5, F4, F3 check. There's no point in being defensive, to be honest. This does not work. The opponent may or may not have done what they're supposed to do. Rook to C4 could have devastated us there. Again. Oh my gosh. Ron, you are a super genius. All it needs is Bishop E3 to cement the deal. Hold on here. I was just about to say, do not get too fancy, Ron. What did Professor Unknown not do? He did not play rook to c4 to skewer the bishop to the pawns, to eliminate all the counterplay.
Check.
That was the awkwardness.
Check.
What? Dude.
Check.
Dude, it was mate in 2 because he's not stalemated. Oh, could he have queen with check because it was stalemate? Takes. No, you can only do it twice.
Check.
Queen and Bishop, according to Paul Karras in his Best Games of Chess. One of my favorite editions, by the way. The earliest edition that I ever had is all 3 volumes in this tiny little book, which I cannot open because it is so old. I'm afraid that I will break it. But this was truly a classic work. Amazing fountains of knowledge. Now there are 3 volumes in this paperback, which I had in my collection early on. I'm tempted to look at the date that this came out because this is almost the original book. Arco Publishing,
check,
1972. This was this used book, basically. But this book is derived from
check,
these 3 hardcover books. Now these are the 3 original hardcovers, translated and edited by Harry Gollenbeck, that make up that tiny little book. The early games of Paul Karras, the middle years, and the later years. Oh, the smell of old books.
check,
Priceless, right? Karras continues. Okay. I forgot I also have The Best Games of Paul Karras, Volume 1 and Volume 2 by Barnews, an excellent writer. Reinfeld's Karras' Best Games of Chess, and Karras' Move by Move, which is written by Zenon Franco. Why are we still playing? Oh my God.
check,
What can we do for Ron on the technique department? I'm a little worried that the rook is now coming into the game.
check, check,
Blokovich? No, we had to Blokovich.
check, check,
Fortunately, there's just enough complication going on here. I jinxed Ron with the applause because he had forced mate and then he didn't see it. I apologize, Ron.
check, check,
He did play a certain amount of,
check,
let's just say, openings that were more enterprising. We're talking about Gashimov, Arsenal fan. Oh my God. There should be a Hitchcock.
One more time, got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got me feeling so free.
How many times can you win a chess game, Ron? That was one very insane game. And I have a lesson at 10, so I think this next game may be my last game. Unfortunately.
ready,
I love that theme. That is the theme from Daniel Negreanu's vlog as well. This is the guy that I wanted to play. Ironically, Logic stopped playing in our events because our players were too strong. I had a tough time with that one. The argument did not make sense at all. Logic is still one of our legends, along with... Oh, nice! First win over a Grandmaster. Was it over the board or in a simul? Late chess? Legends. So now that I know that he's an e5 king pawn player, I may actually uncork the same-ish variation of the Korthnoi variation of the same-ish. Can I play it this way first? No, I have to play it with 991 because bishop knight to g4 f5 is too good for him. And I like to play this with rook c1, a la Irina Krush and many others.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Moment of truth. So the white squared bishop that he preserved with bishop d7 is one of the key pieces in this entire variation. For him to have any counterplay against my king, black needs to preserve that bishop on d7. So when black plays knight to d7 against knight to e1 on the ninth move, it's a little less accurate. Although knight to d7 does prevent me from playing this particular plan. So he played knight to e8, so that when I reached a7 with my knight, he would be able to play bishop d7. And here we are now in a position where he has to decide whether or not he can take the knight or allow c6 or any of the above. So he's looking at rook takes a7, c6, b takes c6. And now I have to decide how I'm going to go about time. Again, we already know that he needs to preserve his white squared bishop.
Check.
I also want to reach an endgame. In which my pieces are more active than his pieces. It does appear that he gets to attack more than once. Am I getting my knight? To the d5 square is the next question. Or to a6. I will be your time. So, moment of truth time. I'm going this way.
Check.
It gets a little bit crazy here. I've always had bishop to b6, but what does it really do after knight e8, right? And now for something completely different. Can I go after him? I am, of course, worried. I'm very, very worried about e3, e2, e1. Thank you very much. So do I take with? Can I threaten to promote, or do I have to worry about other things? I do have to worry about other things, including him checkmating me after e3. I'm down a pizza for nothing. For nothing, I tell you. I'm down a pizza. He's threatening mate again. I did miss a chance there. Didn't I miss a chance? I missed a chance. Bishop d8 was less accurate. Maybe I'll have a chance to readjust. But I did want his king to, I did want to keep his king out of the mix, if at all possible. So 951. This was very risky to play this game. Yeah, I blundered. Maybe it wasn't so risky. What?
Check.
Yeah, that was a blunder. Good game, Saphiro Chess. I think you're right. I was definitely lost there. Let's take a quick peek, because I only have 3 minutes to look at the game. The game doesn't really start until here. Wow, he plays the best move? No, he plays h5. c5 right away. Without knight d7, yes, c5 right away. I can transpose back into theory at some point, but knight f6 was a little bit of a blunder. Were you saying knight g6 here? Yeah, maybe. So in any event, quite happy with my game. I should not have any problems. Queen to b3 was inaccurate. I felt like I fought my way back. So rook f7 was a blunder. Ah, rook to b7. Fascinating. Because he doesn't have rook c2. Rook c2, not there. I assume that I could do it this way. Bishop to b6 was a little ridiculous. That idea was never ever working. And knight to g6. Not with the same purpose that you were asking about. And now I'm just mated. So he misses mate in 6, right? I had to play bishop to b6 right away. That much is true. The other move that I really wanted to play somewhere around here instead of bishop to d8, I wanted to play h4, going after this pawn. But I believe it's the same problem, where he threatens mate and my rook at the same time. There's basically threatening knight check, rook check, and rook checkmate. Yeah, bishop d4, maybe not mate, but I can always run this way. But still, it's pretty ugly. I have a lesson in 5 minutes if I'm going to use the facilities and be ready. This could be time. Let's see the last time Arsenal fan was streaming. I missed my Arsenal AFR. Four days ago, Richie. We do have our streaming team, that's for sure. I think we should name our streaming team Dojo Live, just to F with the kids, because we're not the kids anymore. No, I'm joking. I don't really want to do that to them. But certainly, I've been a Master Chess Dojo much longer. Please check out Arsenal fan Richie and his stream 4 days ago. He will be streaming tomorrow. Wow, what a treat. What a treat. My good friend is streaming. I'm going to leave everyone with him. I don't know how much of a friend I can consider him, but he is one of my favorite players since my youth. Please check him out. And he is reviewing the games If you could have a streamer older than me, please finish the tournament. Congratulations to Ron Hay, Zafiro Chess, and hopefully Albert Starina can overtake Youssef Ahmad, who I booted out of the event. Carino, fair game. Yes, good luck, Albert. Thank you for following. Thank you for joining. The moderator of the year, day, month, moment, Kingslayer Sloan. Raphael Plays Chess, thank you for the follow. I think I missed your follow. I apologize profusely. You were the most recent follow. Cheers, everyone, and thank you so much. Have a great day.